What's going on, everybody? Wilson here with Nothing Changes Until You Do. it's been a minute. Let's try that again. What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man with Nothing Changes Until You Do, and I hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, just remember it's the thoughts in your head. That's it. It's your fucking head. It's a chess game. So remember, influence thoughts, emotions, actions, which are our decisions, create our outcomes, and those outcomes over a long period of time is our life. So any outcomes you're not happy with, let's figure that shit out. What are the decisions you're making in those particular situations? What's your influence? What are the thoughts? What are your emotions that are driving those decisions? That is it. That's it. That's life, okay? Very simple. That's life. That's how you fucking do shit, whether you know it or you don't. Now you fucking know it, so make sure you share it with people so they can know it and they can figure out their own shit and start moving forward. So the last episode, quit being a stepdad. I think I could have gone a little bit longer with that, and I'll probably do a follow-up to that. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, or if you have your stories, I'd love to hear some stories about, maybe growing up or what your current situation is. If you want to share with that, that'd be great. Okay, this one. I want to talk about blood work. I want to talk about health, and I want to talk about going above and beyond or out of the box when it comes to knowing what the fuck is going on with you and your body, okay? Now, for me, you can even see, if you're looking at the video right now, you can see, my shoulder is off. I'm all crooked. But that's why I do the breath work, the ice bath. I want to live for a long time, okay? I want to live healthy. I want to feel young. I want to continue to play soccer. I want to continue to just be, out there doing shit. Right now I can still probably go out there and run a mile or two. Play soccer. I'm continuous to play soccer right now. Play some basketball. I just want to be active. I want to be alive, and I don't want to die of a heart attack, which is, I think, something that is predominant in our family. I don't want to say family, but I feel like that would probably be what takes me. Other than that, just because I'm always that's I'm always on that sort of go mode, and I feel like my heart and my body is just constantly running. So that's why breath work, meditation, ice bath, all that shit is important for me, because it helps me fucking slow my roll. So today I just want to say, listen, if you're under the weather, if you're sick, if you're overweight, if, whatever the fuck, fill in the blank, if there's something that, you want to fix about you or do something about in terms of your health, you gotta, you don't have to do anything. You do whatever the fuck you want, okay? My suggestion would be start thinking outside the box, okay? And here's where I'm at, and here's how I think of things. Yes, I have a doctor. Yes, there's insurance. Yes, I go once a year for my blood work. They somewhat read my blood work. They just tell me I need vitamin D or whatever the fuck, and then they kind of on my merry way. Or if I really need it, or sometimes have an ear infection, which is very rare and seldom. I don't go to the doctors a lot, right? It takes me I really have to be really under the weather, where I'm all right, I need a quick fucking fix, doc. Just give me this. This is what I think I have. Just give me that shit. I've tried that, and before they're well, you need to give me some symptoms, kid. So now if I know what I need to do, I'm just hey, this is my symptoms. I'm looking for X. And that's really, I feel in general, the box that most of us live in. It's I don't feel good. I have a headache. I'm under the weather. I'm going to go to my doctor. They're going to give me something. I'm going to feel better. So I would suggest, and I would encourage you to start thinking outside of the box when it comes to your health. And it really, I think, is simple in a way of just understanding, one, we're fucking humans. Two, the blood work is going to tell you most of what you need, right? Most of everything that, if there's an issue or there's going to be an indicator, I think blood work is super important to check on. For most insurances, they do once a year, which to me baffles my fucking mind, because there's a lot of months in a year, right? And your blood work can change every so often. Something can, you can go in January and be okay, and all of a sudden in February and March some shit's going off, and then potentially you may not catch it, or you may catch it when it's too late, and all of a sudden they do blood work again, and you're oh shit, yeah, maybe I should have watched what my deficiencies are. So I would say, I would encourage you to put more effort or more or have a, spotlight. What, like, see, my vitamin B12s are deficient. My brain's going on. But like, I would put more importance in blood work and figuring out, what are your options to see how often you can start monitoring your blood work every few weeks or every couple months, maybe every 3 months. I feel like every quarter would be a good way to do that, just to make sure that, that things are good, that you're not being deficient, or if you are deficient, where you need to start increasing some of those things with either food or supplements. Yeah. Blood pressure, all that stuff is good as well, right? Like, obviously you'll get that with when you go do a checkup, but that's where I'm at right now. Like, my main goal, like, for health, is to maintain a level of fitness and health that can carry me through, the next, 80, 84, 83, 89, 90, 90 would be great. I just know that, like, the amount of energy I've used in, like, I've wasted in anger and all the screaming and yelling and everything I've put my body through. I just, realistically, if I can stop doing that for the next 50 years, I may have some hope to be able to make it to, over 84. I think that's kind of where I'm at, honestly. So I only got 50. Oh, let's just call it 86. Yeah, so I only got 50 years. Goddamn. And that's not a lot of years, because I'm already fucking, that's crazy. Yeah, see? Put shit into perspective. So we got to get it done. We got to get it started. I would say blood work is important. I'm working with a doctor. Her name's Dr. Lisa McGarry. And at some point I'm going to have her on the podcast, which is going to be great. We'll get a chance to talk to her. And right now what I'm doing is every couple of weeks I'm going to get a blood work test. The last 2.5 weeks I've been off my supplements that I've taken. Some of them came from my initial blood test a couple months ago, or when I had my blood test. I was low in vitamin B12, which is kind of weird, because I'm like, why am I low in vitamin B12? Usually it's vitamin D and magnesium that most people are low in, right? Because vitamin D, most people are usually inside and don't get enough outside sun. So a lot of people, vitamin D and magnesium as well. So just, there's a couple things, a couple supplements that I've taken, and at some point I'll share the whole list, when I'm ready in terms of what I'm doing. But I was on a little bit of creatine, a little bit of protein, BCAAs, thiolene, lysine, like a bunch of different things that I've done the research in terms of like what it does for the body, and figuring out where I'm at and what I'm doing, my age, as well as like wanting to continue to play sports and be active. Like, these are the things that I've been supplementing on, as well as eating, right? As well as knowing what foods create the supplements that I'm looking for. So something that I like introduced to my diet, and, thanks to Patty this year, is beets. I've never eaten beets before, but beets are great for, blood and everything else. And I can fucking put a link out there for what beets are good for, but they're good, right? And they're delicious. And she makes a salad, the beets, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, things like that. And it's all fucking delicious. So, it's just, again, if you're, and if, here's the other thing, if allergies, right? Allergies in terms of food, right? Allergy testing. So blood work and then allergy testing, I think, are basically the most two important things, because for the longest, I never knew I was like allergic to milk. Not that I always had like diarrhea or shit when I drank, because some people do that, right? When you have milk, you go and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I must be allergic to milk. Like, it wasn't at that level, but I'm allergic to milk. I'm allergic to wheat. I'm allergic to most Florida grasses. You know what I mean? So like I didn't know any of this until I went and got my like somewhat of an allergy test, and I did a full panel for food. Most of the foods I'm not allergic to, except for like milk, wheat, and a couple other things. Oh, and cats and dogs, right? And I had Ginger for 13 years of her life. So it's like certain things that you just don't know until you know, right? So I would say allergy test, blood work are by far the two most important things, I think, if you're really going to start monitoring and really taking care of, like, taking your health into your own hands and not relying on this box that society has constructed us in terms of like, yo, this is how you do it here in the U.S. You got to go to a doctor. Here's where you get medicine, et cetera. You only get one fucking blood work per year. Just doesn't fucking make sense to me. Like, start taking an active role in understanding your body, understanding your health, and understanding, what actually makes you, what are you deficient in, what do you need, what are you allergic to, and really start modifying the things that, are going to make you feel great. You know, there's times that like there's been times I've gone to the gym, I've been on supplements, I've eaten well, I've got the salad, I got the protein. Like I now think about, okay, what am I going to do in the next couple hours, and what are the foods that I'm going to eat now that are going to like benefit me in those next couple hours. Like if I know I'm going to be doing something like you know, a lot of thinking and brain power, like avocados, right? Because of the omega-3s, and that's supposed to be really good for the brain because your brain basically loves the fat, you know, loves that shit. So like I think about these things. This is the stuff that I'm taking on, knowing, getting the information, doing the research, and then implementing it into my own daily routine. And that way I know that I'm doing myself everything I can, like, or I'm doing for myself everything that I can to extend my longevity of life, but not just, you know, the life itself, but the way I feel and the way that I function, because I want to be here for a long time, and I want to be at a great level doing it. That, and then history, like your family history, right? Look at your family history. Between those three things, you know, maybe you don't have time. You're like, well, so when am I going to have time to do that? It's like, oh, fucking make some time. You know what I mean? Because like this is your own personal playbook for your own life and your own health. And then from there, you know, if it's stress and it's cholesterol, like those things are fucking easy. Like those things, you don't need to be on, you know, if it's dire need, yeah, be on some fucking medicine. But like 3 to 6 months of like dedicated, you know, or I would say consistent. You don't have to be like monster, like, you know, shout out to all the fucking CrossFit people, because those I've done it, you know. Like those guys are monster dedicated. Like you don't have to be like that, but if you want to be like that, go ahead and do that. But it's like you have to have that mentality of like continuous, constantly, and being more consistent than not. Having more wins than losses is really the idea on your health. You know, how are you eating? You know, are you drinking before you go to bed? Are you having fucking saturated fats with like burgers and fries before you go to bed, and then drinking, you know, whiskey and beer, and then passing the fuck out? You know, like your body's gonna your body's getting beat up, man. Like, or lady, you know what I'm saying? Like, that should not be, again, you do whatever the fuck you want. My suggestion is think about those things. Think about exactly what you're putting into your body. How are you eating? You know, are you waking up? Are you jumping straight out of bed? Or do you like give yourself a minute? Are you doing some breath work? Are you taking a cold shower? You know, are you fucking, you know, giving your body the rest it needs? And I honestly, for me, like I'm still fucking working on that. Like even now, like, while shooting this, I love it, I enjoy it, but I'm at a high level of emotional energy, right? And so like if I did this for a whole fucking hour and I kept this this level of energy and explosiveness and yeah, this is amazing, let's go, spiritual hype man, what, woo, like I'd be fucking tired. You know what I mean? So I definitely would need a break. So I understand this, right? And taking that breath, right? So again, you guys do whatever the fuck you want to do. My suggestion would be to really start taking control of your own health in a way that it makes sense. Make it basic and just simple. You don't have to do it every day in terms of like you have to sit here and you have to look at your blood work every day, but start thinking of these things like, so that way it does become part of like your yearly, your quarterly thing to do. Like just how you bring your car in for oil change and et cetera, et cetera. It's like, what is your oil change? Like, go get your blood work, figure that shit out, you know, like, where am I at? What are my metrics? And then start implementing the things that you know are logically going to help you move forward. All right, do the research. ChatGPT, man, like, that shit is so simple. Like, if I don't understand something in my blood work, I write in ChatGPT, like, ChatGPT, explain this to me in a 9th grade level. Boom, da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, shit. Can you explain it to me in a 5th grade level? You know what I mean? Like, use these fucking resources now that are out there to fucking learn and understand the things that you can take control over, and find people that are willing to help you, like a doctor, like Dr. Lisa. There's plenty of doctors. You also got to know you're right. You know, remember, it's the person that fills the role, not the role that fills the person, right? It's the person that fills the role. So you got to find people. You got to be good at understanding where the person is, what they're doing, who are they, and like really seeing if these people actually give a fuck about other people, because, you know, there's plenty of doctors that have been jaded. And I would say most likely because of the whole cycle of, shitty patients equals shitty doctors equals shitty patients, and patients that like are not patient and then give doctors issues, and they're like, well, what the fuck, I've been doing this for years and all I get is fucking beat up, I don't get paid enough, insurance won't pay me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the fucking box I'm telling you about. And the box is just like, well, this is what it is. Okay, I guess I'll go once a year, get my medicine, or anytime I'm sick, get my medicine. I'll just fucking whatever, you know. So that's it. That's my it's my thoughts on health. Now, there are going to be plenty of more because I can keep going and keep saying the same shit, but I want to let you guys go. Keep crushing it. Think about little changes over a long period of time that's consistent. Think about your blood work. Think about allergy tests. Think about all the things that, and your family history. Those 3 things that if you can fucking take some time and just think about them, get those tests done, see if you are allergic to anything, look at that. You have a map. You have a map to your own fucking human biology. And just use it for your advantage. Use these other tools as well. All right, guys, my name is Wilson with Nothing Changes Until You Do. Peace. Have a great one. Enjoy yourself. Keep crushing it. Just remember, if you're not happy today or you got these thoughts, it's just about the thoughts in our head, the influences we have, the people we surround ourselves with. Influence, thought, emotion, action, which are our decisions over time, right? That creates our life. Thanks, guys, so much. Keep crushing it. Please share it with anybody you think, if you think this is awesome. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.